Yes guys, it's Ibaroman and today we will be discovering the city of Cambre, or as we say in English, Camric. Let's go. When you arrive in the city, the monuments, the atmosphere and the sounds all allow you to gradually immerse yourself in the elements that make it up and create its beautiful landmarks. In Cambre, you can find the town hall, which is the first construction of which dates back to the 14th century. The current building dates from Napoleon III and was restored in the 1920s, but still retains a neoclassical facade. The three bell towers also form one of Cambre's distinguished features. They bear witness to the religious past of the city, which influenced its framework. Another aspect of Cambre's rich history is La Porte de Paris, which is a vestige of the city's fortifications, which was built in the 14th century to protect the southern entrance to the city. Next, we have the Centre Hospitalier, which came about after the Second World War and the law of 1941. Then we have Le Marché Couvert, which is only open on Saturdays, Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 a.m. to about 1 p.m. And then also in this area which you'll be seeing right now, you have the Marché Ouvert, where you simply have persons coming and selling produces. In other words, ground provisions. It is your typical outdoor marketplace. The image of these monuments gets imprinted in the mind as a part of the city's geography and thus creating stunning benchmarks. Behind me you have a bandstand, which in French is a kiosque à musique, and this is basically a sort of architecture or space dedicated to different styles of music in Europe. And as you can see at the top of it, you'll find different names of artists, composers, or simply persons who are renowned in the music world, such as Beethoven, Mozart, Donizetti, Gluck, Weber, and many more. This bandstand is also one of the oldest in France, which dates back to 1867. So more than just playing music here, people would also dance. However, that is in the past. Right now, it is a place that is used for other purposes, which I cannot say. The public gardens of Cambre were built in 1862 and onwards, following concerns about hygiene, and this was dictated by Napoleon III. The gardens cover nearly 20 hectares and are made up of three entities: the Flower Garden, the Monstrelet Garden, and the Cave Garden. Behind me you have the Gothic Garden, which basically it was created in the 1960s, and here it is a place of serenity, and let's simply say for lovers it's an interesting place to have your first kiss, go on your first date. As you can see, the waterfall here, which would be quite lovely if you were both to come here and have a shower. To understand Cambre's morphology today, let us go back to its origins and unfold its history. At the beginning of the 19th century was a period of expansion for the Cambre economy. In 1810, Napoleon I completed the construction of the Saint-Quentin Canal. 50 years later, the railway appeared in Cambre, and the first station was built in the north, outside the fortification. We are currently in front of Le Musée du Cambre, and this museum was built in 1720. And the museum collections have been kept here since 1893. Also, just to note, the museum is closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. Finally, here in this neighborhood, you'll find that on certain houses, there are dates as well as person's name and their family history, because these are some of the oldest structures, and that is quite interesting to know. Currently, we are in front of La Cathédrale de Cambrai, which is the former
l'Abbaye de Saint-Sépulcre.
The 100 Years' War led Cambrai to rebuild its walls in order to protect its wealth. In the 14th and 15th century, stone fortifications replaced these stone walls. At the heart of many conflicts, the city became increasingly a coveted stronghold.
What's now left of these stone fortifications are La Tour de Caudron, located near Le Port, or La Porte des Arquets, La Porte de Paris au sud, and La Tour Saint-Fiacre are the last three traces of this fortified enclosure built around the city.
Here we have one of the specialities of the region, which is le bétis, or le bétis, and it's just a sweet. Traditionally it's mint flavored, however there are other flavors, so I took the traditional one. So let's see what it's like. By the way, I bought it here, so if it's good, you can come here. And this is what it looks like. You can see it. Lovely. Wait. It's rock hard. Oh. Oh. Okay. Right. So first of all, it's super hard. I almost broke my tooth, or maybe several teeth. It's just mint. Personally, it doesn't taste special. It's just mint. So try them.
That ends my trip to Cambrai today, and I enjoyed it. By the way, I tried some French champagne that was recommended to me, and quite frankly, I didn't really like it because it reminded me of diluted soda. However, that is just my personal take on it. Perhaps for you, you'll have a different opinion. As for my final thoughts on Cambrai, it is a historically rich city which has a lot to offer and has been destroyed and rebuilt several times. In fact, in the past, the municipality launched a major architectural competition. It was finally the project of Parisian architect Pierre Leprince Ranguet who seduced the audience. He offered a design combining modernity and functionality while preserving Cambrai's identity before the destruction. There is so much more to know about Cambrai. This video is just a mere summary. And if you'd like to find out more, I implore you to take a trip down to Cambrai and see it for yourselves. Finally, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so that you may always be notified when I make an upload. And I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.